meeting to order.
I would ask that council approve today's agenda, and Casey will list out the proposed resolution, including the lay items.
The following lay items we're asking council to approve. Item 4.1.1, Karen Blow, Chief Financial Officer, regarding an update regarding the 2012 community grants and spring grants made, dated May 24th. Item 5.2 under delegations, Dave McIntosh, regarding a presentation about a garden at, actually it's supposed to say Tiernanog Theatre School. And item 7 under bylaws, 7.1, Kathy Lalonde, Interim Chief Administrative Officer, regarding the proposed amendments to Blue Water Park and King Edward Bay Water System Rates Bylaw number 233/2008 and Bowen Bay Water System Rates Bylaw number 118/2004.
And I think, in addition, Councillor Stone had an item he wished to add.
Yes, I'd like to supply some information with a tiny bit of explanation on a couple of Metro Vancouver initiatives. Experienced appraisal report and caring for the air report.
I just want to make a clarification statement on the new business about Queen of Capital and Mountain Junior. And I was also wondering, unless I've missed it in my agenda, there was something that was supposed to be brought forward to this meeting. You know, the grant application. Minutes of April 26th. Sorry. Resolution 12-108 of April 26th. So maybe under new report on the status of resolution 12-108.
Can you give us a hint?
Page 3 of the April 26, 2012.
108?
Yeah.
Okay.
And subsequently passed another resolution on the Tuesday day. But this is an update regarding the gas tax grant. If you can provide an update under later on.
I didn't see anything in any subsequent minutes.
Were you going to speak to that?
Tim, do you want to provide a bit of an update on
Sure.
that?
Well, not now. I just want to put it on the agenda.
Okay, so it's on the agenda under
New business?
new business or old business?
We'll do it towards the end.
Okay.
This is
Everybody, can we have a motion to approve the agenda as second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor? Again?
Okay, so what we have next is adoption of minutes, and the first set of minutes are the minutes of the regular council meeting held April 23rd, 2012.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sorry.
I have a couple of comments on the minutes which I have gone through with Casey. There's a few typos which she will pick up. The Bowen Bay Park, it's Bowen Bay Water System, not Bowen Bay Park. There's some people that weren't in attendance the full time that need asterisks. A doubling up of the words on page 3 of reconvene at 2:37. The major item that needs to be removed from the minutes because we did not vote on that section of the motion is on page 5 of the minutes, and it's the third paragraph from the top. We did not vote on, nor was it included in the motion which we actually voted on, bylaw 323. So that whole paragraph needs to be struck from the minutes. And at the very bottom of that page, I think the last sentence, the last bullet would read better if it said the Ministry of Community with their full name wants to consider grants for projects can establish that they will, so change may to will, be able to operate on their own, period, a solid business plan for 5 years needs to outline this. And then there's a couple of other little typos I have given to Casey.
Any other amendments to the minutes? Question? All those in favor of the minutes as amended?
I don't know if we have a mover and seconder on
I'll move approval of the minutes as amended.
As amended, thank you. And we've already voted. We like to get ahead of ourselves.
Okay, so our next item is the minutes of the special council meeting held April 26th, 2012.
I'll move adoption of the minutes of the council meeting of April 26, 2012.
Second that.
Are there any amendments or additions or deletions?
So that's why I need to.
Thank you. All those in favor of the minutes? Thank you.
And one more set from this special council meeting held May 7th.
One very small amendment on page 2. The first bullet, the second line, on should be 1. I'll move adoption of the minutes as amended.
Second. All those in favor? Thank you.
Okay, so we have public comment, and Casey has the list of that. Like to read up the first name, Casey?
Yes, I have 4 speakers today, and the first one is Don Marshall.
Mr. Mayor, councilors, I'm here for 2 particular purposes today. As part of Solid Waste Resource Management Advisory Committee, you've already received the executive summaries from our 2 recent meetings, and I just wanted to highlight a couple of things in those. Relative to the meeting of May 17th, I made a note of the access to the frequently asked questions that is available. There's a website there, bimbc.ca/food recycling. And that will take you to a very exhaustive list of questions about the whole process of food recycling. Also would note that the insert, and everybody who got their tax notice today will have an insert in it that describes in pretty good detail the process that we're going through with food recycling. We have begun work on developing a new contract for the solid waste collection. That's a process that's in process. And then from the meeting of May 24th, we have planned some site visits. We're going to our first one on Wednesday, out the valley to Mission and Langley. Also later in June, early in June, we'll be going to Saanich, Nanaimo, and Duncan to see some of the processes that are happening there. I also had called to my attention this morning something that I had forgotten. Our Zero Waste Committee visited the very closed composting system, in-vessel composting system that exists at UBC. And we'll be having a look at that too. The public meeting that we held on the 19th was very successful. We had approximately 30 people show up. We had good questions. We had a good demographic, and as Peter Taggart commented, after 17 years on Bowen Island, it was the first public meeting that had no negativity. So we're doing something right, I think. Our education needs for this whole process are ongoing and needs a lot of careful attention. We had our first comment back question. There's a hotline to the municipality that gets vetted by Will and staff with questions. We got our first one just last week, which brought to attention some good points, some things that we had kind of missed. So it was good to see that. We're currently beginning to work on approaching our businesses on the island that are involved with food. As you may know, the municipality is not involved in collecting their garbage, and that's done separately in contract with Bowen Waste Services. But they are aware, some of them I've already talked to, they are aware that they've got to get the food out of their garbage too. So that's going to be an integrated process that we're not really sure where we're going right at the moment. The second part of my being here is just to be here to answer questions. So if anybody's got things they want to fire at me, I'm here, all ears.
Thank you.
No questions?
That's good.
Side of
No
the job well
questions is
done.
good.
The next speaker is Alan Mills.
Mr. Mayor, Council, I'm here on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce for the Steamship Days Initiative, July 7th to 15th. I'm not here to ask for any money. All we ask is a few things that you folks already have for free available to you. One is that we would like to have the municipal wharf available to us for children's carnival, some buskers, and the Sunday markets that you see down in Rondi Dyke's property by the cenotaph. With that, however, and as well as, the first Saturday would be the Art Rogers 10-piece band and the Dal Richards on the following Saturday, the 10-piece band. We'd like the wharf, but we'd also like to have you folks put a rider on your insurance policy here in the Muni, because it is a Muni event rather than us having to pick up the tab for that. It would just be a formality on your part. Secondly, we'd also like to, if you could, provide garbage collection for it. These are just simple things that we're asking. The third thing would be, let's see, if you could put a link on your website. And the fourth would be if possibly the Muni vehicles could have a bumper sticker that says steamshipdays.com, July 7th to 15th. Other than that, there's a lot of groups here today that are attempting to raise money, and this is a great opportunity. There's still room for you to be able to promote yourselves and raise some cash from off-islanders. The Undercurrent is going to be providing the program guide for it, and well, I hope we can all have a great time for that time. Thank you.
Thanks, Alan.
Alan, just a little clarity. I did receive an email from Kevin Manning on Friday outlining those requests, and I will be running them by our Chief Financial Officer for the liability, the insurance, and through our Manager of Engineering regarding the
I'd also like to add that we can have the liquored portion of the event on Modellis's dock and the band portion on the Muni dock, so it sort of eases up on the insurance.
But staff will be in contact with you, and one of the things I'd like to bring forward to the June 11th is just a proclamation for council supporting Union Steamship Days. That's one of the things that Kevin also asked for.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Thanks, Alan.
Next speaker is Bill Newport.
Mayor, council, staff. Later on, you've got a couple of motions regarding water, Bowen Bay and Blue Water. And actually, timing, will probably be around 3 o'clock before you get to them, so I can't stay that long, so I just thought I'd say a few words now. Bowen Bay LACs and Blue Water LACs have been meeting since late last year to come up with an agreement for amalgamation or merging of the three systems, Blue Water Park, King Edward Bay, and Bowen Bay. If you're not aware, the physical boundaries touch, the waters are connected. It's just right to go for a full merger. One of the things that we wanted was the bylaws regarding, we'll call it overuse or above the flat rate, to be word for word the same for Blue Water, King Edward, and Bowen Bay. And that's what you have before you right now. And two bylaws. The rates are identical, the wording's identical. Since the systems aren't merged, you have to have two bylaws. And hopefully you'll do the 3 readings. The LACs are 100% in agreement with both of those bylaws. And I should say they'd be temporary, because if we go for a full 100% merger, then those bylaws would have to be written just in name only, really. They would just, it would be West Side Water System, as an example. Also, I hope we can achieve this year that 100% merger will happen. That'll also mean merger of the local advisory committees. Instead of 2 committees, there'd be 1. And the local advisory committees are in 100% agreement with an as-is merger. And that means of all of the pipe that's in the ground right now, we don't need to go for an upgrade or anything like that, but the committees are in agreement that we could merge today legally if we want to head in that direction. But there's work to be done before we get there. So with the end of the bylaws that you're going to do later on today, again, both committees are in agreement with the wording and everything in there. Thank you.